The rain had fallen all night over the village of Akwanda. At dawn, the sky was gray, the roads were wet, and smoke rose slowly from cooking fires. But in a small mud house at the edge of the village, a man woke up to something terrifying. Nobody remembered him. Kwame sat up slowly on his raffia mat and rubbed his eyes. Something felt wrong. Outside, he could hear children laughing and women fetching water from the river. Normal, too normal. Then he heard footsteps approaching his heart. His wife, Amma, entered carrying a clay ball of porridge. Kwame smiled weakly. "Good morning," he said. But Amma froze. Her face tightened with fear. She stepped backward. "Who are you?" she whispered. Kwame laughed nervously. "Amma, stop talking." But she kept staring. Real fear filled her eyes. I said, "Who are you?" The ball slipped from her hands and chattered on the floor. Within minutes, the entire village gathered outside the hut. Men hurled sticks. Women pulled their children away from him. Kwame's heart pounded. "What is wrong with everyone?" he shouted. The village chief stepped forward carefully. "We have never seen you before." Kwame stared at him in disbelief. "Chief, you named my son." The chief frowned. "You have no son here." Kwame turned desperately toward Amma. "Amma, tell them, we've been married for 12 years." Amma's voice trembled. "I have never seen this man in my life." The crowd began murmuring. "Maybe he's a spirit or a wandering madman." "No, look at his eyes." Kwame's breathing became uneven. This had to be a nightmare. He ran through the village naming people one by one. "Kofi, we grew up together." The man backed away silently. "Ajua, I helped build your house." Nothing. Blank faces. No recognition. It was as if his entire existence had been erased overnight. Kwame spent the day trying to prove who he was. He entered his own home. His clothes were gone. His family photos had disappeared. Even the wooden chair he carved with his initials was smooth, untouched, as though he had never made it. That night, he sat alone beneath the great baobab tree in the center of the village. Rainwater dripped from the branches. His hands trembled. Then suddenly, an old blind woman approached slowly with a walking stick. Mama Sade, the oldest woman in Akwanda. She stopped in front of him and smiled. "You're still here," she said softly. Kwame's eyes widened. You remember me?" Mama Sade nodded. "I remember everyone the village forgets." Kwame nearly collapsed with relief. "Please," he begged, "tell me what is happening to me." The old woman sat beside him quietly. Then she said something that made his blood run cold. "This did not start today." Kwame frowned. "What do you mean?" Mama Sadi turned her blind eyes toward the sky. "People forget those who spend their life becoming invisible." Kwame shook his head. "I don't understand." The old woman sighed deeply. "All your life, you believed your only duty was to provide." Kwame was silent. "You worked every day. You brought food home. You paid debts." She leaned closer. "But tell me, when was the last time you truly spoke to your wife?" Kwame swallowed hard. "When did you last play with your children?" No answer. "When did you last sit with your mother before she died?" Kwame looked away. Memories flooded his mind. Years of rushing, years of saying, "Later, I'm busy. Tomorrow. Mama Sade's voice softened. You were physically present, but emotionally absent. Kwame's chest tightened painfully. So the village forgot me because, she interrupted gently. You disappeared long before they did. Tears rolled down Kwame's face. The old woman stood slowly. In this world, she said, people remember how you made them feel, not how hard you worked. Then she began walking away into the darkness. Kwame stood quickly. Wait! How do I fix this? Mama Sadi stopped. Without turning around, she whispered, you must become visible again. And then she vanished into the rain. The next morning, Kwame woke up beneath the baobab tree. The sun rose slowly over Akwanda. Children laughed in the distance. Women carried baskets on their heads. Life continued. Kwame stood carefully and walked back into the village. A little girl passed by him. Then, suddenly, she stopped, looked at him, and smiled. Good morning, Uncle Kwame. His eyes filled with tears. Slowly, little by little, the village began remembering him again. Not because he forced them to, but because, for the first time in years, he truly saw them too. Sometimes, the scariest thing is not dying. It's realizing nobody truly felt your presence while you were alive. Have you ever been so busy surviving that you forgot to truly be present for the people you love? Let me know in the comment section. Thank you.